Hello students, in today's class let's look at the problem of performing the addition of a set of n numbers. Okay, so the task is to perform the addition of a given set of n numbers and display the sum. So what I mean by n numbers is that it can be any 5 numbers, or it can be any 10 numbers, or it can be 20 numbers. All those numbers you have to add and finally display the sum of it. So we'll look at how we'll do that. So this set of n numbers is something which you have to remember. Now let's have one example. Suppose say n is 5, which means there are 5 numbers to be added. So how are we going to do that? Like say these numbers are the ones which are to be added. So it will be 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50. So whatever is the answer will be the sum of adding up all these 5 numbers. So the sum actually is 150. Now next example we see is n equal to 3. Now there are 3 numbers over here which you can see, 5, 16 and 40. So whatever is the sum by adding these 3 numbers will be the final answer which you all have to find or display. So we have to write an algorithm for doing this task. So let's see how to do that. So let's say we have 5 numbers. Now this is basically the logic. I'm not explaining directly the algorithm right now. I'm just explaining the logic so as to how to go about doing this task. Say in the example, let's trace one example to understand the working or the logic. Say the first number you have to add is 10, second number is 20, third number is 30, fourth number is 50 and the fifth number is 50. So n is 5 in this case because we have 5 different numbers to be added. Okay, now you have to remember that we need a variable to store the result or the answer. So let's say that variable name is sum. We have used various variables in the previous algorithms like a, b, c and so on, n. So in this case the answer or the result will be stored in this variable sum, and the variable n will store the total number of numbers to be added. So in my case, in the example which you can see on the screen, the n value is 5, which means there are 5 numbers to be added. Now the basic formula you have to do is sum equal to sum plus number. It is in blue color which you can see on the screen, sorry, in red color. I'll just mark it for you all. This is the main formula. So it is sum equal to sum plus number. Now it is going to be like stepwise this thing will happen. Okay, now let's go to first step. In the first step, when we are actually doing this function of sum equal to sum plus number, that time sum will take a value which is the initial value. Now if you see in this line, it is mentioned that initialize sum equal to 0. Now what do you mean by sum equal to 0? That means sum will take an initial value. In my case, in this case, it is a 0. So the reason for doing that is we do not want the variables to take any values, any random values. So sometimes the variables take any random values which are called as garbage values, and because we don't want these garbage values to go into the variables, we make use of initializing. So we initialize the variables with some value. We'll put some initial value into those variables. So over here we have put a 0 in the variable sum. Now we cannot put any other variable, like we cannot put a 1, we cannot put a 2, we cannot put a 3, is because if we do that, since this sum variable is actually doing addition, you will get a wrong result or a wrong answer. If you initially put say 1 over here, it will be 1 plus the actual value, so it will be something wrong, one number extra. If I put 2 as an initial value, it will be always plus 2, which will be 2 extra numbers which will be there. So the best is to initialize it with a 0, since it's a addition which we have to perform in this case. Now in the first step we see that sum variable takes a value of 0. And what is this 10, what you can see over here is this number. Now what is the number? Numbers are the numbers to be added. Right now we have over here 5 numbers, so one by one we are going to add them. We cannot add all of them together. We are going to add numbers one by one at a time. So first number we have added is 10. So 0 plus 10 is a 10. Next thing is sum equal to, again we have to do sum equal to sum plus 20. Now this time we are adding 20 because the second number to be added is 20. Hence we do sum plus 20, because the actual formula is sum plus number and the second number is 20. Now you have to remember that in this second step, the sum value will not be this 0 value which was the initial value. It will not be 0 value. It will be the new value which you will get after adding 0 to 10. So you get a 10 after doing 0 plus 10. So that 10 will come in this variable sum. So it will be hence 10 plus 20 equal to 30. So after this step is done, the sum variable will have a new value which is 30. Why 30? Because that is what you have got after performing the addition. In other words, it is by doing this equation you get that sum equal to 30. Now two numbers are already added. You can see on the screen two numbers are already added, 10 and 20. Now we have to add the remaining 3 numbers. So third step. In the previous step sum was 30. So this time it will be again that same formula. You have to use sum equal to sum plus number. Now this time the number is 30. So which is the third number, 30. And sum value you have to get from the previous step. So sum was 30 in the previous step. So hence it will be 30 plus 30, which is 60. Now in this, if you see, the sum value will be actually 60. So it will be sum equal to 60 at this step. The next step, following step, is to add the next number. Now which is the next number? 40. The fourth number is 40. So you see over here 40. Now what is the sum value in the previous step? Sum value is 60. So it will be 60 plus 40, which gives you 100. Now this time the sum variable will take a value of 100. So sum will be 100 in this step. So we have added 4 numbers now. Only the last number, the 5th number is remaining, which is 50. So let's go to the next step. Sum equal to sum plus 50. So 50 is that number which we had to add. Sum we have to take from the previous step. So sum value was stored as 100. So it will be 100 plus 50, which gives you a 150. Now at this step you can see that the variable sum will take or store a value of 150. Now this is where the program will end. Why? Is because all the numbers are added up and this variable sum, what you can see, is the final answer. So sum will have the final answer, and in our case it is 150. So 150 is the answer of adding all those 5 numbers, which are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So in total we have the sum of them as 150. Okay, so this is how the addition happens. Hence, this particular step of performing the addition is very important. Okay, now the only condition you have to remember is initially sum is equal to 0. So sum starts with a 0 at the very beginning. So if you see in these steps, sum is 0. So 0 plus 10, which is the first number, and that gives you a 10. So over here in the first step, sum is actually 10. Okay, so this was about the logic of performing this task. Now you have to remember that there is something else which comes into picture, which is something called count. Now you have to use another variable to keep count of the numbers you have already added and numbers which you have not added. So this variable count will keep a count of how many numbers out of these are added and how many numbers are not added. Like say for example, you have added first 2 numbers and you have not added the remaining 3 numbers. There should be a variable to tell, or there should be a counter to tell that we have reached at that particular position of adding only 2 numbers and remaining 3 are yet to be added. And for that purpose we make use of that variable. So what happens is this variable acts like a counter. You know what is a counter? So counter keeps on ticking, keeps on incrementing one by one. Okay, so in this case a counter will increment one by one. So which means 1 will become 2, 2 will become 3, 3 will become 4, 4 will become 5 and 5 will become 6. At every step the counter will keep on increasing or keep on incrementing. We use the term incrementing in programming. You will hear this word every now and then, incrementing. So this counter keeps on incrementing at every step. Okay, so initially the count variable is initialized to 1. Like how the sum variable was initialized to 0, similarly the count variable is initialized to 1. So when it is over here, when this step is being executed, the first step is being executed, at that time the count variable will be incremented to 1 number ahead. So 1 will become 1 plus 1, 2. So 1 will become 2. From 1 it has become 2. Now after the second step is executed, which is this one, at that time count variable will again be incremented to plus 1, which is 3. When this step is being executed, that time the count variable will be incremented to 1 number above, which is 4. When this step is executed, that time the count will be incremented to 1 step further, which is 5. And when after this step is executed, that time the count is incremented to 6. Okay, now you will see what is the purpose of using this count variable at every step. What actually it does in the algorithm, we'll see what is the purpose of having that count variable. Okay, let's go to the next slide where we have the algorithm. Now the first step of the algorithm is start, as always. The second step is initialize sum as 0 and count as 1, which means we put an initial value of in sum variable. So sum is initially 0 and sum is also, count is 1. So this is what exactly happens over here. The next step following step is like this, which says take the input of numbers to be added as n. So in the variable small n, you have to store the number of numbers to be added. So in the previous example, if you remember, the n value was 5. So the value of n was 5 in the previous example. So n took a value of 5. The next step is, if count is less than equal to n, perform the following, else go to step 5. Now, how to go about this thing? Now, this condition is very important. Count is less than equal to n. This particular condition is very important. I'll write this condition down over here. Count is less than equal to n. So if count is less than n, then we have to perform the following things. So what I mean by following things is, these are the steps: A, B, C. You have to perform A, B and C if the count is less than equal to n. If the count is not less than equal to n, that is the time we have to do this else part. So what is the else part saying? Else part is saying go to step 5. So let's see what is the step 5. Step 5 says print the sum. And the final step of the algorithm is stop. Now, what are the 3 steps which actually do the addition? Are these steps: input the number, sum equal to sum plus number. This is the equation which we have traced in the previous example. And the last step is to increment count by 1, and you go back to step 4. What do you mean by go back to step 4? Is you do going back to this step and perform all the things again. So let's see one example, and let's see how this exactly happens with respect to one example. Okay, so say the value of n is, let's take a small value so that it is easier. Let's take a small value. So say n is 3. If n is 3, so the 3 numbers to be added is 10, first number. Second number, suppose say is 30, which you want to add. And say the third number you want to add is say 33. Okay, so let's do the tracing of the algorithm now. The step 4 first will be this, start. Second will be you initialize sum equal to 0, count equal to 1. Third step, you will take the input of the numbers to be added. In our case it is 3, so n is 3, which means you have to add 3 numbers. And which are those 3 numbers you have to add? 10, 20 and 33. The next step is step 4. Here we have to check for this condition. Now this condition I have written down here for you all. Count less than equal to n. This is the condition for which we have to check. Now let's keep on checking for each of the time. So first time count will be 1. Why 1? Because initially the count value is initialized to 1. So count is less than, which is 1 less than n. What is n in the first case? 3. Or n every time is 3 only. You have to remember that n every time will be 3 itself. Why so? Because the total number of numbers to be added will always remain the same, which is 3 in our example. After this is done, you have to check, is this condition correct? 1 is less than 3? Yes, 1 is less than 3. So if it is less than 3, you have to do these 3 steps. Which are those? First is input the number. So let's take the input of the number. So which is the first number to be added as per the example? 10. So in the second step we have to do this, sum equal to sum plus number. So sum is initialized to 0, hence it will be 0 plus 10 equal to 10. So sum is equal to 10. At this step you will get a 10 in the sum variable. The next step is increment the count by 1 and go to step 4. So the count variable, I'll write it down over here. Count variable will be incremented. So count was initially 1, so 1 plus 1 will be 2. So count will be incremented to 2 and you go back to this step over here. Okay, so this time again you have to check for this condition, count less than equal to n. Now count variable, if you see over here, count variable is incremented to 2. Okay, it's no more 1. Count variable is no more 1. Hence, let's just erase the old value. Count variable is no more 1. It is having a different value, and that value this time is 2. So count second time is 2. So the condition to be checked is 2 less than equal to 3? Is it right? Yes, 2 is less than equal to 3. Okay, so hence what we do is we do these steps again. First, input the number. So which is the second number to be taken input as? Let's erase this old value. What is the second input to be taken as? 20. Okay, so it is a 20. Now the next thing to be done is sum plus number, which you have to do. Now sum, in the previous step when we executed, sum value was 10. Hence this sum value will be 10 plus the second number to be added is 20. So I will make this a 20. So 10 plus 20, let's erase this, and the answer of it will be 30. So sum now is 30 and no more 10, it is 30. After doing this step, after executing this step, we go to the next step, which is step C. So in this step, what do? Is we increment the count variable. So count variable will no more be 2, it will be 3. So let's erase the count variable from 2 and let's put a value of 3 in it. So count variable is 3. And what do? Is we go back to this step. Now again we check for this condition over here, count less than equal to n. Now this time the count is not 2, it is 3 because it was incremented. If you can see here, it is 3, so we have to update it over here also. Hence we update it over here and it is 3. Now is 3 less than equal to 3? Is the condition true? Yes, of course 3 is less than equal to. Actually 3 is not less than, but 3 is equal to. So it either checks for this part less than or it checks for this equal to part. Either of the two things should be correct. Either it should be less than or either it should be equal to. So because this equation is correct, what do is we again execute these 3 things, 3 steps, A, B and C. So what is the number to be taken input as? The third number. The third number is 30, hence we erase the 20 and we'll write 30. So the equation will be sum equal to sum plus number. Now sum in the previous case was 30. If you see over here, the sum was 30. So what do is we'll erase this full equation and we'll write it once again. let's erase this full thing. So it will be 30, previous sum is 30, plus the number to be taken input is over here, which is also 30. Okay, so 30 plus 30 is 60. Let's update this sum value. So sum is 60. So sum variable takes a value of 60 now. The next step you can see is step C, which is saying increment the count by 1. So count was 3 last time. So now we have to increment it. So it will be incremented from 3 to 4. So we'll erase the 3 and let's make it 4. So count is now 4. And what happens? You have to go back to step 4. Now when you go back to step 4, again you check for this condition, count less than equal to n. Now the count variable is changed, hence we'll change this also, update this also value. The count is no more 3 now, the count is now 4. Hence we'll write this 4. Now is 4 less than equal to 3? Is 4 less than equal to 3? Yes or no? Is it true or false? 4 is definitely not less than 3 and 4 is not equal to 3 also. Hence, this condition fails and we cannot go ahead with this. This condition fails over here. Hence, we cannot go ahead with the next 3 steps of doing the sum. So, because it fails over here, the else part tells you what to do. So, the else part is showing what to do. The else part says go to step 5. So, you directly come from here to step 5. What is the step 5 doing? Print the sum. Now the sum variable over here you can see is having the final answer, which was 60. So when you print the sum, 60 will get printed. And the last step is stop. This is how the algorithm works for the summation of n numbers. So basically you have to add up n numbers and they can be any different numbers. Okay, I think I made a mistake. Instead of adding 33 I added 30. Okay, so I'll update this one rather than this one. I will update this value. So these are the 3 numbers to be added. And that's it for this particular class.